drop a like and do share. Leave your comments and do not forget to subscribe for more videos.
Hello and welcome to Edupedia World. Hello and welcome to this episode. We will now be creating the canopy, and we will also be adding some details. And the way you do this is by first finding your reference images, and we have to find the canopy. So you can see this is a canopy. It has a solid top and it has these kinds of beams. This is a great image. This is also nice. Alright, so you can see it's almost moving flush with the front right here, and it has a large front window and the two small ones, and then this top. Alright, so the way we do this, looking at this, you can see it has to go up like this. It has to go up a little bit. It has to be flat for some time and then go down. Alright, so this is the body. It's part of the body. We can find the body by just double clicking, and it will show us where that is. Alright, so a great way to start off with this is just to select this ring of edges and do something like maybe just hold Control and scale. And then move up. There we go. And also move a little bit to this side. Alright, let's see what we got. So we need, from this corner down here, which is around here, we need a beam going up. We need a beam going up right here, and I think it's solid in the rear. No, there's a small window, we need to make that as well. So we need also a beam right here. I will take this part and right click, split, and just delete it. Canopy, I don't know. I have no idea how it's spelled. Remember, I'm not from England, so I have no idea. But I think this is right. Canopy. We will start off by sliding these points. Right click and slide. Because as you can see from the model, it's a little bit thick, so we want to create the thickness. We also want to move these a little bit, because, and also right here it is a little bit thicker, and then these points can be moved down here to create this edge. Alright, so the way I'll start by doing this is just pick an edge and hold Control and extrude. And I think I'll actually try and make it join up with the other side. And then I'll take this and move it up to try to create this shape. I think this is the shape that I'm going to go with, and looking at it from the front or the top, see it has to be pretty straight, and it is. So this, I think this line is placed correctly, and I'll take this, move it up, and create the rear. There we go. Let's see how the rest goes. I've got this part. I'll need to make a cut right there, and I think I'll need a cut right here as well. So right now I'm just figuring out, looking at the model and figuring out how I need to move these points around in order to create the desired shape. And this is something you're going to have to be good at when you're doing 3D modeling. Alright, and now we can create this beam. I think it has to go up from here. And I think we'll actually need to move these points back a little bit. That would be the most correct. Right, make a cut, MB to get the bridge tool, and we will bridge this. There we go. And I'll take a look at this. It's a little bit crooked. It's not very straight. And it's looking a little bit deformed. Alright. Let's take a look. It looks nice. I will finish this up by taking these edges and holding control and extruding, and then scaling this to 0 and putting it to 0. There we go. So if I subdivide it, you'll see it looks absolutely awful. I also need to take these points, put them to 0. There we go. Alright, so we will need to create a few cuts in order to make this look very nice. Use the cut tool, and with the subdivision just turned on, you can actually start shaping this. So create cuts in all these different parts. And now with all these cuts made, I think it actually looks quite nice. There's a cut that I need to remove, and it's this one right here. It doesn't make sense to have that. Alright, and just to finish it up, I think I'll take everything, right click and choose extrude, and then I'll do an extrude where I create caps, and then I will just extrude in a little bit like this. I think flip all the normals, and I will add a few cuts here. I'll turn off the symmetry for a little bit, and I will go into the face mode. And I will remove all these caps. Alright, so now this has some thickness and it's looking pretty decent in my opinion. This is a nice canopy. Alright, so now that should be done. We can move on to the points. Sorry, all the small details. So I will create a few details. I will especially be looking at this image. I'll create a few details, and I'll just tell you to like get inspired and do your own kind of stuff. Alright, so there are a few details that I want to create. I want to create this, I want to create this shape, and also this one here in the end, and I'm going to create those, and then I will let you decide on the rest. Right, so I'll start with this one. This can be made using a cylinder. Alright, so I think 16 would be a good number of sides. I will start off by trying to make this shape. I think actually something like 12 would be better. Press C, and then I will, for some reason it's off center. Why has it done that? That's weird. Alright. As you can see right here, it's kind of moved out in the end, and I will just replicate that. We're doing like this. Sorry, we need to optimize, and then we can do it. I'll scale. And of course, so I am a little bit bad right now. Sorry, I'm sorry. We need to of course make the round shape here in the middle first, because if I make this all cricket, it's going to be tough to create this shape in the middle. Alright. Now we've got this shape, and we can create this shape here in the front. There we go. And when this gets subdivided, it's going to look pretty nice. I will delete the bottom. Why am I not able to select the bottom? What the hell? There we go. That way I don't have to worry about that when I subdivide. Add the subdivision. Alright. So that's that. Can maybe scale it up a little bit and move it down to the surface. And we need to create some kind of a border. So I will do this using a cube. Press C and delete the bottom. Scale it down and place it somewhere around here. So I'll keep the center here because that will make it all easier. And I'll just move the polygons over here. So see, I've got the center right here, but I've moved the polygons over here. That will make it easier when I'm going to add some symmetry, which I'll actually just do right now. There we go. Alright, I can maybe just do like this and rotate a little bit. There we go. And I think, yeah, this is how it's supposed to look. So I'll just delete the end because I'm going to delete it anyway, and I'll start by moving this around. For some reason the bottom has been added to this. It was not the purpose. Alright, and if we take this symmetry and add the subdivision, we're starting to get something that looks like the picture. There we go. It's maybe not quite, it's not very straight, but I think I'll call this artistic freedom. My circles are not completely round. Alright, this is nice. Then we need to add some cubes, and I'll do this very quickly so you don't have to get bored more than you already are. Right, scale it and do as I told you before, bevel and do a solid chamfer. Why is it looking so weird? I don't know. Looks very weird for some reason, but it's doing the right thing. Bevel, alright. No, solid. There we go. Put this into a null, put the null into the Hypernurbs, and I will now be moving this around. I think this is a bad idea. I think if we put this into an array, yes, we are able to do it. So we can change the radius and can move the center, add a few copies, and just press C and pick these copies and just delete them. There we go. Alright, so you can see that these details take a long time to create. I think this should look like how it is in the image. Yeah, it looks something like that. Maybe these had to be like a part of this border. I think this should look cool. I'll create this shape. I'll at least try to. And when I've created these shapes, you're going to have to do the rest of the shapes yourself, because it's going to be very boring to see me do all of this. I promise you. And if you have followed along and or just know the techniques that I've used so far, you're going to be able to figure this out yourself pretty easily. So we need to make some kind of an arc right here. Alright, and now it would be a great idea to have the caps at the end. So I'll create that, and then I'll do like this. I'll cut right here and pick this face instead. And now you need to be aware that you're going to be creating the bottom face as well, but we just need to delete those afterwards. So I think we have to go in some kind of a zigzag pattern right here. But we can do that. Right, has to go all the way out to right here. Move it out. Cut. And move this to 0. Delete. Go down here. And just select all this that we don't need. Delete. And I think we may be lucky enough that we can use the solid chamfer on this. Yes, we can. And then when we add some subdivision, now I'll just add one level. It's going to have some nice corners. Alright. Before, I just want to add some symmetry. I need to just create it here in the middle. And there we go. And as you can see, it is actually being subdivided. We have got an issue right here, so we need to remove these edges because they are used like they're creating a hard edge. And we also need to take all these points and move them a little bit. And it would actually be a great idea to have two, so we get a like smooth. Alright, and I think the last thing that I will do is just make this part here in the end, and then you'll have to do the rest on your own. So add a cube. And make sure you don't move it off axis, so don't use this because it's going to move it off axis. Okay, so we need this 5 pockets or whatever. Alright, so we can take this cube and put it to garage shading lines and show the wireframe. We can add some segments, and 5 segments should be the perfect amount. Press C, and if we just change the scale a little bit, you can also press K and press Shift. Press Shift. And we can set this to 50%, click, and we can remove half of all of this. take these two and do a bevel. And just choose chamfer and set this to like the thickness of the walls. If we cut right here, we should be good. So we can now select all these parts and do something like this, or extrude up and move this down. Alright, and if we just add the symmetry, actually let's turn this off just a second because we need to remove the faces here. Turn on the symmetry once again, and before we do anything, I'd like to add a little bit of support loops. And we can subdivide this. And there we go, we've got this shape. So this, I think this was a great example of how you can make a relatively advanced shape very quickly and effectively by doing things in the right order. Can do a quick render, see how everything looks, and as you can see, it looks quite like what we've got here with the grill and these small details, but there are some details that are missing, and you're going to have to create those. If you saw my other video, you're going to know, or the other model that I've made, and also just by looking at this, you can see it's all very simple shapes, just some cylinders, a lot of small boxes. Like that's basically all it is. It's only small boxes, and if you are able to follow along this far, you should be able to do it all. So the next thing will be the texturing, and we'll take a look at that in the next chapter. So yeah, bye bye.
Thank you for watching Edupedia World. Stay tuned for more videos.